Welcome back to episode 5, and today we're doing May. So, without further ado, let's see if we can continue these ridiculous results. You can see down here we're up 20% in 4 months, which is crazy. So for those that haven't joined, go back and start watching episode 1 up until now because you don't want to be skipping. But basically we are using the 1 minute break of structure as opposed to the 5 minute break of structure. Everything else is the exact same as my usual 5 minute break of structure strategy. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into this bad boy. Alright, so we are, what date are we? 30th of April. Tomorrow is the 1st of May. Let's get to Asia session. We are on a downtrend. We've just swept here actually. We have just swept. Let's see. We are due a losing streak, that is for sure. Right, we've had quite a big push here, which is a little worrying. But if we get what we want, we will look to enter here. We have broken structure already here, actually. If we get an inversion here, we could be on the money. No such inversion yet. That's not an inversion. There is actually no inversion in this move, so we ideally need to create an inversion fair value gap, which we aren't doing. We have got one there. Okay, so that will be our entry there. So we have our inversion here now. You can see we've got this imbalance. We're heavily bearish. We will just double check the 4 hour because we were only on the hourly. And obviously we need the 4 hour and the hour to align. So let's just double check that now. But from the hourly it looks... Ooh, and that is why you check it. Technically we haven't broken structure to the downside on the 4 hour. This, if we create a low here, this is technically higher than the last low that we created in the market. So that is good that I checked that. I will not be taking this trade. That actually looked textbook, but let's see if this plays out of interest. But this is something that I'm not interested in. Let's hope it hits stop loss. And let's see how it does. Alright, let's skip it a little bit more. It looks like it's going to smash TP. We dodged a bullet there, guys, because can you imagine how fuming you'd be if you got all the way down there, edged your TP, and then smashes your stop loss? That is discipline. I decided not to take that because one of my time frames was not aligning, so we didn't take it, and look what happened. We got absolutely finessed. So there we go. Prime example of why you stick to your strategy. As if we didn't need an example, we got one. So now, let's see what we can produce tomorrow. Okay, so we've had that big push down now. So I would have thought we have broken structure on the 4 hour now. So let's see what the 4 hour is saying. We've had a big push down on the 4 hour now. You know, we've continued. If we reverse from here, it would have been ropey, but we've got a bit of consolidation down here. But overall, I'm happy with how far down this is now traded. You know, we've continued to trade after yesterday downwards. And we're in a 4 hour imbalance here as well, so we are looking to continue this downwards move. The hourly is trending downwards massively. We have probably tapped into the fib range of this, I would have thought. We're in a perfect area for it to now create a higher low, lower high, sorry. So I am looking for a trade here. Let's come down to the hourly time frame. Have we missed anything? We haven't, I don't think. I don't think this would have retraced. No, there's nothing here. So this is 7 AM here anyway. So we have only just opened. So let's see if we get a trade into the fib range of this move. So we'll look from this overall move. You know, we swept Asia up here. We will look from this overall move. So we have now just tapped in. Let's see if we can get a 1 minute inverse here at all. If we get one here, that will be a nice entry. That will give us a nice entry. Okay. This is looking good for a good entry. We've had an inversion. There we go. So that is really good because if we had an inversion here, look how large that stop loss would have been. Okay, it would have been unreasonable. So now that we have a good stop loss, we'll put stop loss just above liquidity, and we will target, as always, a 2 risk to reward. Let's place that order. Oh, that's 100% risk. 1% risk, earning 2 grand, yes. Right, this looks nice. This looks really, really nice. So this is just a retracement into the fib range. So let's see how this does. We're lagging all over the place here. I'm hoping my PC doesn't disconnect. But anyway, we are entering this. So let's see how this does. Oh, you beauty. You beauty. Look at that. Honestly, when are we actually going to lose a trade? Like, we have obviously lost trades, but it's just ridiculous how often we are... Like, what is going on? Anyway, what a trade. Let's continue. Jesus. This strategy, guys, is next level. Genuinely, next level. And if you're disciplined, it's even better. Right, so we're looking for sells again here. Let's see if we get anything. London has just opened now. What time are we? So we're in London now. Can we get a tap into the fib? Hopefully we won't miss something here. Ooh, we did tap in. I think we might have missed a... I think I've skipped too far, guys. Oh, that's annoying. So we would have entered this on this candle here. So hopefully price comes up and taps us back in, because realistically that would have been an entry. It's because I'm so used to backtesting and keeping the results on Google Sheets, so I don't actually enter these trades. So obviously that doesn't matter if I skip past. So apologies for that, but hopefully we get tapped in here. Because either way, if this wins or loses, it would have been a trade that we would have taken. So it's a loss, but it would have been a trade that we would have taken all day long. So I'm glad that we got tapped into that, because it makes the results fair. So let's just analyze that one again. Hourly, you can see massive downtrend. We've got an hourly fib range here, which we've probably tapped into, and an hourly imbalance as well. Everything was pointing in our direction. You know, we had this move down yesterday that we anticipated, but it wasn't there, which is fine. So let's move on to the next day. What are we looking for here? So what is this? That was the 5th. Oh, I thought that was... Oh, it's because it was a weekend. That's why. What are we looking for here? So this is the 6th. We're still looking for sells, ideally. It's in a bit of a consolidation zone, though. I reckon, yeah, we want to stick away from this. The 4 hours looking messy as anything. So we will steer clear, and we have had a big push up by the looks of things. Potentially the 4 hour may have broken structure, and we might be looking for... What's the 4 hour saying here? 4 hours broken structure. We've got structure points here in the market. We've traded above. We've got the hourly. Looking good. This is looking nice. So let's drop the time frame to the minute. See if we get... We're not going to skip on the hourly anymore. See if we get a sweep of Asia. We do. See if we can break that structure point. We do. Get a closure just above there. That's nice. Well, actually, technically, this would have been our structure, because we created a low, and then we created a lower low, a high here, sorry. Then we created a lower low, and now we've created a higher high. So we can pull the fib out here and look for a tap into our zone. Standard stuff. Let's see if we even get a tap. We do get a tap, and we've got an imbalance there that we can enter. That is beautiful. That's exactly what we want to see, guys. We want to see instant results, instant response, sorry, not results, from these fib taps, okay? Where do we want to put price? We want to put stop loss just below liquidity, targeted 2 risk to reward, as always, around there. And yeah, so basically, as soon as we get that fib tap, we want to be creating a bearish imbalance, and we want to inverse that almost straight away, okay? Those are the cleanest setups. Like, this would be an A+ setup for me. This is textbook. This looks really, really nice. So let's see how this plays out. Wow. What a trade. What a trade. Do I even need to say anything about that? I was saying to you guys before as well how textbook that trade was. That is literally textbook. Couldn't fault that at all. What a trade. So we are 2 wins, 1 loss. And we are, what, 7 days? So we're pretty much a week into. Great trade. Great trade. Let's carry on. Try and skim through this as quick as possible, because I don't want to bore you guys. Oh, we've had a big downwards move here. big downwards move. What is going on here? Oh, wow. Moving down massively here. Okay. Could we be looking for a sell here? 4 hour. We are in a downtrend now. Broken structure here. Okay. Let's come down the time frames. We've swept Asia now, which is good. We have given Asia a sweep. There was no structure here, so we haven't missed a trade here. So we are sweeping again. Ideally, we don't want to see price push too much higher. We want to see a break of structure past this point, really, ideally. So let's see if we can get that. Another sweep. Okay, so this point here now, we want to be seeing a break. Okay, we've had the break. Let's pull out the fib. Okay, we're trading lower. Okay, we pull the fib to that low now. We're getting close to the fib range and we are tapped in. Can we see an instant response? Okay, that's really nice. So it's not the instant response that we were looking for, but it is a big rejection. And ultimately it just gives us a much tighter stop loss, which allows us to obviously target a lot less. So we will likely be in and out of this trade very quickly, either stop loss or take profit. But that's a really energetic candle and one that we like to see. Is inverse to bullish imbalances. So let's place this trade and see how this trade does. Running nicely. Bit of consolidation. Oh, that's unfortunate. It ran nicely, but sometimes you can't win them all. You know, you cannot win them all, that is for sure. Although you guys watching this probably think you can because of the amount of trades we've taken and how much profit we're up in such a short amount of time. But yeah, can't win them all. It was a textbook trade, one I'd take all the time. So we move on. Moving on to the 11th now. I can't see us catching anything here. What's the 4 hour saying? 4 hours still in a downtrend, but I think the hourly has switched to an uptrend now. Yeah, we've broken structure here, so we can see a low formed here, a high, a low, a new lower low. So we've broken through that low, created a higher high. So there will likely be nothing here, and it's a news day. There we go. But this gives us a clear bias for the 13th now. We can hopefully look for a sell here. Let's switch down to the 1 minute and have a little look. So let's see what structure points we're looking for. That looks not that. Wow. Okay. That looks extremely nice. That is a very, very energetic move down. It's not news either. We've just tapped in. We haven't had an inverse yet. Let's see if we get any sort of inverse here. We've got an inverse there now. Lovely. Stop loss up here. 2 risk to reward as usual. This is looking clean. Let's go. And that stop loss. That's a shame. That this energetic move down, you know, 3 candles pretty much broke structure to the downside. It gave me a lot of confidence. We also had a nice entry, but again, can't win them all. So I think, what are we? Are we 1% up this week so far? This month, sorry, 1% up. What are we? Can't even think. I think we've taken 2 wins, 3 losses maybe. Anyway, we'll see at the end. That's a shame. That was a nice looking trade, but we are due some losses, that's for sure. What day are we now? We are the 13th. Let's see what else we can produce. Oh, wow. It's a big move. Again, that's something we want to be seeing in the market. Hopefully we won't miss a trader. Swept liquidity. No, because market opened at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock was here. So there's not been any opportunities here. I can't see of anyway. Unless we have... Price doesn't look amazing though now, unfortunately. Okay, we do have a tap into this fib range now. I would have thought, anyway. Not quite, actually. Okay, we do now. If we get a 1 minute inverse, I would not be opposed, which we do. We now have a 1 minute inversion. I would not be opposed to a New York trade. That is for sure. Just tapped into the fib. Let's see how this goes. Place order, 1%. Let's go. Wow, very nice move. Not so nice move. Bit of consolidation and straight through stop loss. Well, is that 3 losses in a row? Not the best month, but you know, you can't win them all, like I was saying. So let's see what else we can produce. Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, I think we're break even this month. I think. Let's continue. So minor though. You can see, I think we've lost 4 now, 1, 2. And that would make sense actually, and we're break even. So it just goes to show you can have a negative risk to reward and still be positive on the month, which is good. What are we looking for here? We've had a 1 hour break of structure to the downside. 5 minute, no, that's a 15 minute. 5 minute we've swept, and what's the 4 hour? It's going to be bullish, isn't it? Yeah, it's bullish. So we will avoid that by all means. Price isn't looking amazing here. Could be looking for a sweep of Asia like we have just had, and then a reaction from here, although we have come down quite far now. That's quite a nice push. Could we be looking for a tap into New York session? No. Could New York present us something? Nice push up here. And it looks like we're going to get a retracement. Let's just double check that we haven't pushed down a bit too far here, because it is quite a large retracement. We have not broken structure to the downside. This is still going to be a higher low. 4 hour, have we got anything we're trading towards? Not really. It doesn't look the cleanest. We have had a nice push in New York to the upside. Let's see if we actually get an entry and then we can go by there. No inversion as of yet. Inversion now. Do we want to enter that? Put stops about there. What time of day is it? Let's take that into consideration. It is 1:45. Hopefully there's no news. That could be a big factor. If there's 2 o'clock news, it could ruin us. In fact, was that news 1:30? No, that was 1:35. Do we take this trade? If I only had a chat that I could ask, do you know what I mean? But this is... I'm going to take it. I do quite like it. I do quite like it. The higher time frames are pointing in our direction. We've had everything we need. So let's see how this trade plays out. Nice push. Or was that 2 o'clock news? That might well have been 2 o'clock news there. Wow, we've edged TP and we've hit TP. What was that? Might well have been 2 o'clock news, to be honest, which is exactly what I was worried about. But either way, that's fine. There's nothing you can really do about that if it was news. I'll only be able to check after on Forex Factory, but is what it is. Let's continue going. We were due a losing month. It was too good to be true. Too good to be true. Anyone that is experienced out there with Forex knows that you can't go this many months without a losing month or a break-even month. This looks terrible. Pushing down. We've broken structure to the downside now. 4 hours still bullish. We're now breaking structure to the upside to the 21st. Could be a buy. Potentially. We have swept by the looks of it. We've had quite a big push down though. Let's see what happens here. Okay, that's nice. Can we get a retracement? It looks like we might be able to. Where is an inversion? There. Okay, this looks quite nice. In fact, this looks very nice. Let's put stops about there. 30. Yeah, about there. Put stops about there, and we will target a 2 risk to reward. What day are we on now? Didn't even look. 21st of May. So we're ending the 3rd week. Let's see how this one plays out. 1%. Yes, yes, yes. Everything's correct. Let's see. This one looks nice. It does look nice. I've had that very, very large move up in London. Came close to stop loss then. I thought this was going to be another loss. I mean, it still could be. Wow, that is edging TP right now. Becoming late in the day as well. It will be, so we would have taken out about 9 PM, which is about now, because that's when you see. So this is another reason why we take out at 9 PM. You can see spreads start going all over the place. I mean, look at these candles. They don't even make any sense because towards the end of the day, obviously, so we will close this position. Hang on, 100%. Yes, save. That's a shame. That was actually a really, really, really good position. Look at that. Edge stop loss, edged TP. That is painful to see, but is what it is. But yeah, we always close it around 9 PM because price can start doing crazy things before the day ends. So we are coming into the final week of May now. Let's hope we can make up for some of these losses which we've been taking. Looks like we're in a bit of consolidation phase right now. I bet the 4 hours not looking amazing. Yep. We are still bullish, but on the hourly, technically we've broken structure to the downside now. So we will probably skip this day. 23rd, we are pushing higher now. That's nice. We haven't missed a continuation trade here, have we? Oh no, that was news. Never mind. Looks like we are pumping right now. What is that? Terrible price. Okay, so we've come down here. 4 hour. We've tapped into a 4 hour imbalance as well. If we get a nice reaction here potentially, which we have by the looks of it, could be looking for a little move here. Nope, don't want to tap us in? Or do you? Go on, you know you want to. Okay, we're in. We have been tapped in here. Just as I stopped that as well. That was lucky. We'll put stops about there. And we will target. You know the rules. Not Bevo. Just, you know the rules. Simple as that. Alright. Probably final trade. We're on the 27th. Might not be the final trade though. Who knows. See how this one plays out. Moving nicely. Wow. Same happened as the last one. And that is the sad reality of trading, guys. And when you're watching this, the emotions will be up and down. Because, although that could have been news actually. So it's little things like this, which obviously backtesting is not amazing for. So this was 2 o'clock news, we can see here. We had a similar thing happen last week actually. It was on Thursday. And we were running in really, really nice profit. And then I said to the guys in the group, we're going to go break even now because we had news in half an hour. And price normally continues in the direction about half an hour, 15 minutes, half an hour before news. It normally moves in the direction that news is going to move in. Okay. So if you put stops to break even, it's a safe thing. So here, this wouldn't have actually been a loss. This 100% would have been a break even. I don't want to make excuses, but everyone in the group knows that I always go break even before high impact news. And you can see that this candle, compared to every other candle, is a news candle, and it's at 2 p.m. UK time, which is prime time for red folder news events in the US. So that would have been a break even, but you know, what can you do? The results aren't going to show that as a break even, but it is what it is. We're just gonna have to take that one on the chin and have it as a loss. Doesn't matter, we're still 18.5% up, which is huge. So I think we've got 3 more days. Let's see what we can produce. Nothing by the looks of it. I think we're still bullish on the 4. We are. And we're now bearish on the hourly, so we need them to align. Coming into the 29th, we're still dropping massively. It's the 4-hour broken structure. This is the structure point we want to be breaking, so we're still bullish technically on the 4-hour, even though it's a large pullback. We're now bullish on the hourly. So could we be getting a little setup here, potentially? We've had a break of structure here. Let's see if we get any sort of pullback. Hopefully that didn't tap in because we would have missed it. And we... no, there's no... Well, that would have been our entry actually, but I think I'll wait for a better entry because... No, you know what? That is clean. How many handles is that stop loss? That's quite a large stop loss. We'll go about there. We'll double check the highs first because we sort of just skimmed through those. What's the hourly looking like? Hourly is definitely bullish. We've broken structure to the upside. 4-hour is bullish. So a lot of you guys might be looking at this and thinking that's bearish, that's a downtrend. It's not. If you look at the grand scheme of things, you miss all of the noise in between, miss all of this. This is technically a higher low. This low here is higher than this low. So we are anticipating a higher high to be created in the market, okay? So let's see how this trade plays out. This will be the last one of the episode. This is the final day. Can we end it on a high? Have we entered? No, we haven't entered yet. That was lucky, I almost clicked. Oof, that is a horrible, horrible start to the trade. Let's put it that way. Just pure consolidation. Okay, that's nice. We're moving upwards, moving upwards. That's not so nice. I don't think there was even news to blame on that one. What was that? 130. There was nothing. No news. Nothing. Just 3 trades in a row where, you know, we've rejected from the area, but ultimately the stop loss, the take profit was not in a position where price wanted to reverse from. So it is what it is. We've lost, I think, 3% down this month, which is not the best month, but it is what it is. Technically, it would have been 2% with that break even, but you know, it happens. I think we were up 20% in 4 months. So what's 2-3% down gonna do? Is what it is. Not the greatest of months, but we had a good start to the month actually. But yeah, quite a few losing trades. But I hope you enjoyed. Actually, let's look at the analytics. Forgot about that. Let's have a look at those. So win rate is around 59% now, which actually is very similar to the 5-minute break of structure. We've had 27 trades, 16 wins, 11 losses. We're up 17% in 5 months now, which is very, very impressive. So yeah, let's have a look down here. Average RR is 1.79. I think we took some smaller trades. We have still not taken a trade on Thursday, which is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So yeah, 2.6% down, but that should have been 1.6% if we had that break even. But I mean, look at these months: 4%, 1%, 7%, 8%. A 2.5% drawdown month would not be the end of the world, that is for sure. So what was it? 3 wins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 losses. Really not the greatest of months, but yeah, is what it is. Hopefully you guys enjoy this series. If you do, make sure to leave a like and comment anything, and make sure to check out the new bootcamp as well. I've started a bootcamp on this YouTube channel, which will hopefully start you from 0. It will take you from 0 to hero. That is the aim of the whole bootcamp. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to not miss any episodes, and I will see you in episode 6.